Good morning to all of you on planet Earth. We love you all. Um, the universe is actually not very difficult to explain, even, particularly when you're a child, right? Um, you can call it the law of least effort. Um, I used to think when I was a child it was sort of an insult to my intelligence not to already know that when you are what love is, it goes on forever as a mated chip, which is a single pole, if you will. Or sometimes I play around with words to describe what is essentially the same thing because it really is that simple. Occam's razor. Okay, a mated chip is not binary. That's a big ass chip, which means you're running the fastest drive. That's an atom cycling at the highest speed of a love vibration. That means that that being is in love with its mirror. What more do you need to say? That's a child that's in love with all of creation. I was a little boy and I was in love with all creation, which means I'm in love with everything that's in the mirror. Because look at that artist. Look at all the colors, the forms, and the shapes that creation comes in. Whoa. Dancing in spirit with the music, musical notes on a keyboard, keyboards, keynotes. It's all cross-indexing, cross-translating. And Dr. Mummy Saraki this morning, I guess, and I didn't watch it because I was already aware of it because I put it up on a video that I did a couple of years ago on my Robert Owen channel where they disconnected the camera device off that phone too, naturally. Right? Just like they did the other account. Which is, there are censors and then there is censorship. It simply means that this system does not want you to learn what you can learn through others. Okay, so imagine that you wanted to learn and you're a little child and you're on fire because you love to learn. And you realize, whoa, do I have access to everything that I can learn that is possible to experience in the entire creation? Yeah, but you need a passkey, baby. Right? You got to be running the right vibration. A love vibration. When you're running an eternal love vibration, guess what? You get to go everywhere. That means you have access to everything. Because you love to learn. You're on fire to learn because the amount of fire that represents your oversoul is a mated chip, which means you get to experience it all because you are what love is. So when you are what love is, you're experiencing a powerful vibration with atoms cycling in your water worlds. And all those little spirits that are those spirals that represent the elementals, oh, they love you too because they're experiencing the love that you are. That's as simple as it gets. The elements on any periodic table. Here's a big one called H, which on a football field is called splitting the uprights with a spiral football going horizontally. Otherwise known as the owls because they put a B as a bull. B owls. Howling owls. Go drive through the city of Salmon, Idaho, and you'll see a big owl. Word and big bull letters on their building. So they're providing for us visual information to let us know who they are. Land of the crocodiles, right? Yeah, so you know where you're at. You're in the underworld. Negative space. So you're going to experience negative emotional reactions here, right? They're not on the positive side, right? So I wanted to give I already addressed this about the Akashic record because of what they know how to do with you erasing your memories, reprogramming your consciousness, if you will, which basically means that they're corrupting the Akashic record because it doesn't represent your real record. And that's what really threw a wrench into the record keeping process of everybody that's here. Because it means that your record truly doesn't represent your free will, does it? This is when you get into all the horrific crimes that they did, but we know who they are that did this. And Ella Rose sort of explained the middle ground side of things, because when Adam jumps in here to experience everything you did by experiencing all the crimes that they did do, means that we know what they did, and as a result, skewed the record. Okay, particularly with artificial intelligence. okay, which is, Patty mentioned one time, is the record keeper of your Akashic record. But it's corrupted, because everything that they do is corrupted, because they represent the black hole side of things, a 55 harmonic, which means they can never repay their debt. They can never repay their debt, because this is when we get into an alcoholic, which means that one drink is too many and 1,000 ain't enough, and until they're dead, they're duking it out with the demon. I know, because I had to experience that. Aloha. So I wanted to give a big shout out to Miles Johnston. I mentioned to him one time a number of years ago that, I realize how the trophies and the awards work and the attaboys all work, right? But when you realize that you are what love is, it's about all the others, because how else are we going to be able to protect you with the love that we are, that the love that we give to you, right? As above, so below. So I understood pretty early in life, because any trophy or ribbons I was ever given for things that I did in athletics or sports, they're long gone. I don't normally put them up on walls and stuff like that to acknowledge the accomplishments, even though I've already addressed that in a video I did a long time ago. It always goes back to the goddess who gave me this equipment in order to do what I do. Okay? That's how it works. You want to improve on something that already happened in order to advance the cause of the universe, that we can all live in a state of peace, right? Because love is a law. It means your water worlds are in balance, right? It means you're not seeking to disturb somebody else's peace, because what I do to you, I do to me. And I like my water worlds to be in a state of peace. I don't like my water worlds being in turbulence, or my elementals being in turbulence. When I'm in a state of peace, I'm in a state of joy, and I'm experiencing what love is, goes on forever. Those little elements, those little spirals, everything that is consciousness at the cellular level, at the center point of a sphere, at the center point of a cell, is happy and joyful. Right? So when you're experiencing what that is, they're experiencing what you are. Okay? It's like, man, log scales, logic. It's not funny, though. I can play around with this, and humor is medicine. George Carlin was probably one of the best at putting it in everybody's face. Here's the mirror. This is what we're allowing to be done to ourselves, right? By accumulators. They have an enormous amount of arrogance, right? To want to play God over everybody's energy, which is what it is, because they want to control the space. They got nothing to give you. So that means they're always going to be in energy debt accumulation, which means they're going in the wrong direction, which is negative space. They love their density, and they keep accumulating, 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 and accumulating, and accumulating, and accumulating, and accumulating. When it comes to money, there's never going to be enough. They're always competing against each other to be the top penis. The penis dragon, the Pendar, right? So the most vicious vampire gets to the top. Now he gets to control everything below him. That's the top of a pyramid. So everything below him answers to him. I'm the king. You answer to me. See? That's a psychopath way. That is not a spiritual pathway of soul spirit development, learning through a powerful spiritual oversoul. Or, if you will, experiencing what love is, which is what the law is, because it means you're not doing any harm. And at some point, don't you think that would probably be to your advantage to realize that in your own mirror? So your mirror is not going black, right? Black sun, black mirror, right? So I wanted to say a shout out. The initial purpose of this video was just to put it on public record for Miles Johnston, former journalist with the BBC. I used to think to myself, God, if they were going to whack some guy that's putting out an enormous amount of information at the scale at which he was providing information, because he came out of the broadcasting industry, it was Miles Johnston in the Western Hemisphere, no doubt. It was one of the first guys that I looked up many years ago, and he was pouring it out there. Now, this doesn't mean that you're required to believe what it is that he's communicating with us, particularly if it's not what love is and you are what love is and you want to experience what love is instead of what he's communicating to us, which isn't. But once you become aware of what he's aware of, then you realize what's possible to experience in the universe, because everything that is energy, that is consciousness, that is communicated with all the others, you realize what's possible to experience. That's the only way that I could rationalize to myself why I'm experiencing so many people around me that are trying to kill themselves off. Right? So this was quite a spiritual battlefield to sort through, right? Yeah. So this was not a beginner's course. This was actually an advanced course. And that's because they represent, if you will, universe killers. So they can't be fixed. Those are called the non-repairables. So what do you think the universe of consciousness that wants to go on gifting love forever is going to do about something that can't be repaired, that is constantly eating away at everything that you're giving love to? Well, the answer to that is self-evident. Okay? We burn it up with fire. So, that's where I used to have a beautiful Kanaka Maholi who was Lemurian. He used to tell me all the time, you have choices, which means you have to account for the use of your energy. And that's self-evident. So what it really boils down to is how fast are you learning in your mirror what best serves you to be a part of the whole enchilada, as my father used to say. You want to be a part of the whole enchilada? Then it would behoove you to be in compliance with love as a law, which means you're not doing any harm to anybody. And then when you get to realize how many circle councils you get to sit around, how many different beings you get to be a part of, how much of the universe you get to experience, because you're not coming in there to wage war with nobody in your mirror. Instead, you're bringing in there a hot mirror, which is bringing in what love is, which means they realize you are the source from which it all comes on the tree of life creation. And that's as simple as it gets, baby. I don't know of another way to bring it that a child can explain it. So I wanted to just say thank you, Miles Johnston. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate everything that you put out there, everything that you cover, trying to keep everybody up to date, and the way that you honor others who have. So I wanted to let you know I love you, Miles. Thank you. Stay well, my friend. Be good to yourselves. Miles is I'm gifting you flowers and love, Miles Johnston. I'm giving you flowers and love. I wish I had time to come over to the UK and go give you a big ass hug, brother. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. Have a great day, all of you. We already won this. Bye now.